cameo on the dance floor. Work it for the camera, work it for the
Hey guys, this is Doc back again with another tutorial, and today's tutorial is going to be about Thrausi. Thrausi is another Cinema 4D crack plugin effect. Basically, I'm going to be showing you two different ways on how to use it, and basically the ways is an easy way and a more precise way. So to start off with, we're going to go to nitro4d.com. Once you're here, you're going to go to freebie. You're going to go down to Thrausi, and you're going to scroll down. Now, depending on what version of Cinema 4D you have, if you have R11, you want to download this version. If you have R12 or R13, then you want to download this version. In our case, we have Cinema R13, so we've already downloaded this version. So now let's move over to the file system. And just going to go back to our main OS. So over here we have the official download of Thrausi, and over here we have our system file system. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Program Files, then we're going to go down and find Maxim, then we're going to open whatever version you have. If you have R12, R11, R13, in this case R13, we're going to open Plugins, and basically all you have to do is drag and drop. That's about it. Once that's pulled up, all you're going to do is pull up inside Cinema 4D. And as you can see here, I already have a small studio already set up with a softbox. So basically, what we're going to do to start off with is we're going to add a motex. So go to MoGraph, motex, and for the text, we're going to type in Thrausi, T-H-R-A-U-S-I. Now let's change the font. Let's say Gotham. If I can, yeah, Gotham Black. So let's go to Gotham Black. Let's turn this down to about 100. Move it over. Let's change the depth to about, let's try 40. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe we can make it a little bit bigger. Try 125. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so with this plugin, you mainly have to kind of tell it what you want to break up. So if you have a lot of letters, it kind of takes a little while if you're trying to be precise. But if you want to make it really fast, I'm going to show you that way first. So to start off with, we're going to make a color for it, and I've already made a pre-color for it. So purple. All we did was go to color, select whatever color you want, turn off specular, go to reflection, go to texture, and click Fresnel. And that's about it for that part. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag it on top. Now the first color that you drag on top will be the outside color. Now if you want the cracks on the inside to be a different color, all you do is make another color, or if you want it to be the same color, you drag it on right on top and make two different color layers. But if you do not add that second color layer, the cracks on the inside will be gray. So let's move this up a little bit so that way it's on the floor just like that. And after that, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this down, and we're going to go to Plugins, Thrausi, and the first one. Now for pieces, I tend to put between 8 and 15. It depends on how many times you want it to break loose. So what we're going to do is break now. Okay, and now that it's broken, we can exit out of here. we're going to turn all these on. Let's just move all these down underneath the studio. Okay, so now we have all these broken pieces, and let's say we want to do this the easy way. So the easy way would be go to Objects, make a cylinder, let's bring it over. Now let's turn it on its side, 90 degrees, make it a little bit wider, and let's make it skinnier. And basically for this, you want to put the cylinder just slightly in the letters, but it really doesn't matter if you put it in the front or the back. But putting in the front and the back has two different effects. In the front, it will push the cracks in, and if you put it in the back, it will push the cracks out. So in this case, we're going to put it in the back. And we're just going to put it in just a little bit, not too much. And also another thing I like to do is that I like to actually rotate the cylinder a little bit. So let's rotate it like this, I'd say. Yeah, that looks good. And on that cylinder, what we're going to do is we're going to right click, simulation tags, and rigid body. Now also you don't want the cylinder to actually show up in the render. So what you're going to do is you can either go to here, and where it says visible in render, you can select that off, or you can actually just double click this bottom little circle here until it turns red. So now we're going to go back to the camera view, and what we're going to do is we're going to bump it up just the keyframe. So now you can see it's cracked. So I'm going to go ahead and render this out, and I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. And now you can see that there's cracks everywhere. Some of the cracks are coming out, and basically that's the gist of that tutorial. But also I'm going to show you how to make it to where it's a little more precise, and this time I'm actually going to only use 3 letters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all of this and the cylinder, and we're going to start back off with another Motex. I'm going to try to make this quick because I know this tutorial is pretty long. So what we're going to do is go Object, Text, DOC. I'm just going to leave it as Pepsi. Let's turn this down to 150, depth 40. Move it over. Oops, it's on rotate. Let's move it over some. I think depth change. Oh no, same. Let's bump it up to 50 then. And we're going to drop the color on top. Drop a second color. And on the last one, I actually forgot to put in some Phillip caps. So you can basically put Phillip cap, 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters. And look pretty nice. Okay, so after that, I'm going to drop this down. Then we're going to go to Plugins, Thrausi, 8 pieces again. Break now. Should break pretty fast. My computer's pretty fast. Okay, exit. And now what we're going to do is go to Shapes. We're going to go to Platonics. And we're going to move it over. Let's resize it to about, let's try 25. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now we have this platonic. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the platonic to kind of like push certain parts of each letter, each cracks in the letter. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop the platonic down. we're going to right click, simulation tag, rigid body, double click this circle so it does not show up inside the render, and we're going to rotate it to the side so we can see, and then we're going to barely put it inside the letter. We can probably actually make it a little bit smaller than it is. So let's see. Let's try 15. And we're just going to barely put it in. And now what we're going to do is we're going to copy it, control and drag. So we're going to move this one somewhere else. Control and drag. Zoom in. Now we're going to bump it up a keyframe. Make sure everything's fine. Turn all these on. I'm going to bump it up a keyframe and then render. So I'll be back as soon as this renders. And there you go. That's basically the gist of the tutorial. Any tutorial suggestions, please comment below. Any questions, comment below. And comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see you next tutorial.
Let's ride, head straight to the bag. Whole VIP smelling like a loud pack. Around about the time that she feel a contact, she gon' make it pop, make it drop like that. Shake that, tryna get in them jeans. Finna make a movie, you could be in this scene. Just a draft pick, you could be on this team. I could make you a star if you tryna be.